did a real nice job on the heart here. So let me show it to you. Let's open up Shane's heart to the world. It has a 3-chambered heart. Here's our ventricle, right atrium, left atrium, which is a little smaller. And then right here, we can even see in gray the conus arteriosus. And as I spread it out, you can see near the top it's wider, which is the bulbous arteriosus. All right, so you can see all of that. And so this is a juvenile male, but we can see, for example, there's the lung. Actually, no, this is a juvenile female. Here's the ovary, but we don't really have the oviduct showing yet because she's not sexually mature. There's only one animal that has this in the entire lab class, and it's the other lab section. We'll have it available for you on Tuesday. But it's got, once you see that oviduct, you're not going to confuse it with anything else. It's big, tubular, and very squiggly. Here's the liver. Here's the spleen. You can see how well vascularized it is. There's the stomach, duodenum, continuing on down. And usually when we get to the ileum, it starts to change color. And then in this animal, there's no doubt where your ileum ends and your rectum begins, because this animal was full of poop when it died. All right, so let's take a look at our mud puppy. So whoever did this, it's Jacob, if I remember right. No, Joshua did it. Did a nice job. There's the axillary artery, and once it gets onto the arm, it's the brachial. Same with your shark. Or not shark. Well, we could do that shark, but don't bother, but same with your rat. Here we can see the heart. Ventricle dominates. Different shape to the heart. Still a 3-chambered heart, but shaped a little different than a tiger salamander. Here's our conus arteriosus with our bulbous, right atrium, and then left atrium over there. All right, here's the liver. No lobes to the liver on these guys, just one big mid-ventral liver. Gallbladder. Here's the stomach. Of course, this would be the cardia up here, body, 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 until we get to the curving part, which would be the pylorus connecting right in there. Come over to the sides, we should be able to see the lung. There we go. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we can see this nice pink vessel here, right? Pulmonary vein. The blood is reversed, right? So colors are going to be reversed. Sucker bet on the exam. Ha. All right, as we continue on down, let's see, where did he move it to? There's our little spleen. This thing that looks like a tentacle is actually the mesonephric duct. And it's more highly developed in the male than the female because, again, sexual kidney is going to help carry the ejaculate as well as urine. And there's our testicle. And if we're lucky and we can move down here a little bit, there she is. There's the kidney, opistonephric, right, rear facing. And here's the mesonephric duct on the outside of it. All right, so coming down here to our duodenum, there's our pancreas looking like chewed up bubble gum. Continuing on down, and around here it starts changing color. It's really about here we get to the ileum, and then again there's the rectum. All right, so let's go through the blood vessels. So, right along here we have our dorsal aorta, and although it's kind of beat up looking, it's flanked by a pair of blue vessels. Those are the posterior cardinals. Okay? So we come down, the first blood vessel to come off the dorsal aorta comes off really, really high up here and goes into the stomach. That's the gastric. Flipping everything from left to right is usually the best way to show this. But here we can see the post cava going into the liver. Here we can see yellow on the underside of the liver. That's all hepatic portal vein. And the pink you see along there is the hepatic artery. But the first big branch we have here, which really could have been cleaned a little better, but the big branch we have here, celiaco-mesenteric. It's like the superior mesenteric and celiac of your rat joined together. Celiaco-mesenteric has two branches. One branch goes through the pancreas to the duodenum, it's the pancreatico-duodenal. The other branch goes to the spleen, it's called the splenic. I know, it's tough. Next to it is the vein. Now, normally arteries and veins have the exact same name if they're parallel to each other. There are exceptions, all right, like carotids and internal jugulars. Here we have one that would mislead you. So this vein drains both the stomach and the spleen, so it's gastrosplenic. It's not splenic alone, it's gastrosplenic. So that's where you gotta be careful. Although if you gave me splenic on the test, I'd give you partial credit. Unless the Bills beat the Patriots, and then, well, no credit for anyone.
Guess we'll see.
It's always next semester. So here we have all these little arteries coming off, and this is gonna be the same you saw with your rat. These are the mesenterics. And then the mesenterics give rise to smaller branches actually going into the tunics of the intestine. Those will be intestinals. The only thing that's really different was with the vein again. We have one mesenteric vein right there. Coming off of it are all the intestinals. All right? I think that covers all of that. Anything I missed? Yes.
Can you point out the urinary bladder?
Yep. If it's showing, which it looks like this one is not really showing it well at all. So as I crack his little spine, there's the ventral abdominal, and yeah, it's right here. Right, oops, right there.
I'll
Not
see that.
great, tiny, but there it is. And then that one has a better bladder.
Oh no, I just grabbed it.
And there's a nice ventral abdominal vein. And no. A little better developed testes though. Okay, so rats. I think we're going to use